Inner authority. While it is usually wise to always be open hearted and open minded, to listen to the suggestions sometimes, advice sometimes, we even have a saying on this plane, take it with a grain of salt when it comes to listening to others. But it's amazing how often we live our lives completely based on the ideas of someone else. We doubt our own consciousness, our own thoughts, our own intuitions. But because someone has a certain title, this world, obviously, I'm not saying that beings who, for instance, doctors, yes, they go through extensive schooling to earn that title, but this doesn't make them omniscient. They still make mistakes. The title of this, that, or the third, we look at certain professions or certain titles, prefixes as if it is the law. Oh, this person works for this government agency. Oh, this person is doctor, this person. And so we listen to them as if they are the law. This person is a governor. This person is a president. We treat them almost like idols. Again, not saying don't listen to the experts, so to speak. But what I am pointing to is the lack of inner respect and inner authority that sometimes plays out. How your own intuition will tell you something, even if it differs, and if it differs from what the status quo is or what the parent is saying or the authority figure in your life is saying, you'll listen to them over your own self. Survival-wise, this seems to make sense. But survival of your own actual being, this doesn't make any sense. By consistently ignoring yourself, you but drain yourself. Teaching yourself that you aren't to be trusted. Teaching yourself that you aren't as full of worth. That you aren't as powerful or as capable and dependable as the same beings you depend on and rely on. You are going to be with yourself until the end of time and beyond. Not alone when I say yourself, but I say that in the terms of being you. So if you're going to be being you forever, so to speak, doesn't it seem reasonable to begin to trust yourself? To see yourself with the same level of prestige as you see others, as you listen to others when they tell you to do this or don't do that, but your body tells you to do this or don't do that, but you say, no, that can't be. The expert said that this is the way. Why would you do that? Your own presence, your own consciousness. And again, even take this with that grain of salt. What does your own heart and being say? Take it back to your own closet, so to speak, inside your own being. What's true for you? Because if you don't do that, you end up getting up every day and living somebody else's life without even knowing it. Living your parents' life, making the same decisions they made because you're listening to everything they say. You saw one video on social media and sounded good. So you've just been living your life based on what that person said. You are just as whatever you're seeing in them. and they're living their life, and they might even be following someone else. Who is going to truly be themselves if not you? Who's going to be you if not you? Who's going to be me if I don't be me? We already have that person being them. Why copy and follow them? And of course, I'm not saying we cannot share and integrate each other's ideas of positivity and upliftment. Again, use your discernment into what I'm saying. When it comes to those things that deep down you know you don't even want to do, yet you do them because the experts told you to. Yeah, it's a burden on your life. I once heard, again, we all hearing something, right? I once heard that the things that are truly yours aren't heavy to carry. And that is something that resonated with me, for example. As I was filtering through things and wondering where the fatigue was coming from in my spirit, as I got up every day to do certain tasks. But in truth, I realized I didn't even want to do them. One day, years and years ago, I thought I had to, and I had just been living that same decision over and over. A false obligation. But it's not difficult to carry my own self because I'm me. But when I begin to take on things from others that don't truly match my frequency, of course, my life seems to be noisy. I'm playing other people's tunes, other people's instruments, instead of my own sound mind and sound heart. I don't want to be like anyone else. Not because the others aren't capable and loving and just as talented, but there's spots, as we've all heard, someone else is already taken. But there's an open position to be yourself, so to speak. One's own thoughts, living life as you deem correct. That truly resonate, especially those things that are of positivity, that uplift, that energize, that give birth to the sense of freedom and authority. Why not do those things?